Hi, my name is Angelique Benoit, and for those who know me, you would know this is totally out of my comfort zone. I just got my Facebook account 2 weeks ago. I'm not ever on social media, but an opportunity was presented to me that I couldn't give up, and it was offered by an organization called Empowered in Your Skin. And what they were asking for is for anybody who was at any of their previous events and was inspired by something that took place in that event to share that story. And that indeed happened with me. So last year I went to one of their events, and the focus was in regards to finding out how people can live their life in certain domains. So leading their life spiritually by health, abilities, personality, and experience. And the founder, one of the co-founders of the organization, was sharing a story where she was going into this work meeting. She was surrounded by people that she wasn't familiar with, but there was someone in a teleconference that was joining into the meeting that she did know, that knew her very well. So they're doing, the normal round table of introductions, and it came to her, and she politely said her name, introduced, and the person who was on the phone said, "What's going on? Like, that's not the normal way that I hear you, introducing yourself." And at that moment, she realized that she left her authentic self at that door. And when she shared that story, it really rang through to me because that was how I was feeling in the job I was in at that particular period of time. And I really felt that I couldn't offer my authentic self every single day that I was there. It was draining me emotionally, spiritually, and I knew that something had to change. So even though I couldn't leave my job the next day, obviously, I knew that it planted a seed and that I really had to think about my next jump. So I was feeling really scared. I had uprooted my family, sold my home for this job. It was what people would consider, a good job because, it was good pay, and it had a good salary, good benefits, good pension. But I wasn't happy. And I left eventually after a lot of reflection. I did end up leaving. I needed to for my own well-being. But what happened was I left a job and I went to another one that was even worse for me. So there I was, going downtown, doing the commute, feeling even more drained, starting to resent going into work because I was feeling more removed as a mother. And what I noticed happened as I was going to work was that same message that I had in my head in regards to leaving your authentic self at the door, I noticed that was happening a lot at this place, even more so. But those who've had the universe speak to you, you know you cannot ignore it, right? It will just continue presenting you with challenges until you get the message. And that's what happened. So for the very first time in my life, my professional career, I was let go. And I say that with a smile on my face because that is how it felt to me. I didn't feel terminated. I didn't feel fired. I can remember the day. I can remember the moment so well when they were explaining. And I was sitting there and my shoulders just melted down my back. I started to actually breathe deeper. I felt lighter. And I instantly knew that this was a gift. It felt like a blessing. So now I was let go to do what I view and feel as more meaningful and more purposeful to my life and to the people around me and the gifts that I have to offer. And it was so interesting and it was such a great learning experience. For me, it was never traumatizing at all in any way, shape, no pun intended, or form at all. It was just liberating. It felt like that sensation that you go and you just like run and you just leap off a mountain, off a cliff, and you feel free. That's what it felt like to me. So two important things that I learned in regards to this experience is that I was focused so much on job security. And the second was in regards to that I felt that it was just a normal part of being a professional is to feel emotionally and spiritually drained, which is ridiculous now that I really retrospectively think back at it. Like, how can you actually convince yourself that that could be normal way that you're supposed to feel? So This part is difficult for me because I don't want to come across as being conceited. But being in a health profession, I've never had any issue finding work. But it's important for me to mention that here and now is because I never for one moment decided to do a job search again. I knew that same day in the afternoon, getting home, I started working on how I can create my own business, because that for me would be a gift that I can give to others like no other. So that brings us to now, to my life right now. I've started the development of my own business, my wellness business, focusing on emotional health for individuals. I decided to mesh my education and my experience in the field of mental health, as well as my knowledge in regards to my certification in yoga. So it holds a lot of meaning to me because I know the importance of both of those components. And I really know that it's going to offer a lot of meaning to others. And just knowing that I could have that connection with others again, it just brings me so much joy. Even though it feels unfamiliar to me, it just feels so right for me. And yeah, I just decided to just take the jump.